The Transport Agency's chair is appealing for potential whistleblowers within the agency to call him directly, guaranteeing he will protect their jobs. Michael Stiassny says the failures at NZTA are far worse than he first thought. A second garage, this one in Auckland, had its licence to issue warrants of fitness stripped last Friday. Earlier, a garage in Dargaville lost its certification to inspect vehicles after it gave a warrant to a car that weeks later had a seatbelt fail in a crash that turned fatal.
This is exceedingly serious. It's far worse than when we first became aware of the issue. But hopefully we have made progress, not as much as we would like, and we're getting through it.
So at what point did the board become aware that it was worse than what you initially thought?
Well, as this saga has continued and as Meredith Connell have got into it, so they've been there about 7 weeks, it is now clear that it was far worse than what we thought, and indeed that was, unfortunately the case a few weeks ago.
So do you still retain confidence in the CEO, Fergus Gammy?
That's not a point to discuss at the moment, as we've said. We do have.
I think it is a point to discuss. The Minister has said that heads could roll, plural, so I'm asking you directly, do you still have confidence in Fergus Gammy?
What the Minister said is correct. He said it is most likely, I think, that heads will roll, but that's not something for today.
Do you have confidence in Fergus Gammy?
Fergus is currently the CEO and he has doing a good job at what he's being asked to do at the moment.
In the meantime, you have potentially almost 6,000 people driving around in vehicles that could be substandard. So this ultimately is about people's safety. You have said in an email to our Checkpoint producer that you continue to be transparent and honest about what we are uncovering. So of the other 155 files that were red flagged, what can you tell us about the shortcomings in those files?
Again, well, I am a strong believer in transparency. It's not appropriate for us to have let us say, a kangaroo court process on the radio. We have a regulatory function. That regulatory function has been supported significantly by the Meredith Connell staff and leadership under Steve Hazzard, and there are processes that go on which sometimes lead to revocation or suspension of the parties who have been who have had a certifying role. It is inappropriate for us to discuss anything around that until the regulatory process has reached the conclusion in regard to a file, and then to advise people about that.
Okay, well, you did advise, NZTA did advise people late on Friday night about a West Auckland garage that had had its licence to issue warrants removed. What can you tell us about when that garage was found to have compliance issues?
That's a question you should ask you have to approach NZTA at a different level. That is not information that I have at my fingertips.
Well, unfortunately, we have approached NZTA. In fact, we've approached Fergus Gammy at your urgings and have yet to hear back from him. So I was hoping you might be able to answer it for us.
If you want to send me the question around that particular issue, I will ensure that we get back to you and answer it. And I apologise if we haven't, because that is not where I'd like to be.
Do you think things are moving quickly enough here? Because these are issues of public safety.
I met last week to review that, to see whether there was anything that was available to us to speed this process up. I am comfortable that by putting more people into this process, it will not speed the process up. The process is moving at the fastest rate possible with the facilities that we have at hand, and putting more people in there will not create a quicker outcome. it will just actually confuse it with too many chiefs and not enough other people, so to speak.
How concerned are you that someone else could be seriously injured or killed as a result of the time it is taking to get this information
Lisa,
into the public
I
domain?
wasn't here. I've just come on board. I'm here to fix it. I have sleepless nights about this. It is not something that we as New Zealanders should be proud of. We're taking the steps we can to make it right, and that's all I can do.
How long are you going to give Fergus Gammy to do that?
It's not a discussion I wish to have here.
Well, how long until you get this put right? What's the time frame?
We are moving with speed. We will be advising the public in more detail around the 850 files soon, because we said we were going to be transparent, and then we're going to keep on moving until we have got this to a point where it is best practice.
When is soon, though? When soon? When you say you're going to advise on the 850 case files, when is soon, and why not now?
Because we are going through a process internally to release that information, and it will be released as soon as practicable. But I think you can feel comfortable be within a week.
Okay, within a week.
Soon.
So there are people with the NZTA, within NZTA who want to talk to Checkpoint about some very serious concerns that they have about what's been going on within the agency, but they are being gagged. You are appealing for people to contact you anonymously. What assurances can you give employees who fear that their jobs could be in jeopardy if they speak out?
I have a reputation, both good and bad. But there's one thing about it. My word is my bond. I am the chairman. They ring me. They tell me what's going on. I will protect them. That is how I live my life. There is no issue about that. So they can ring me. They can ring the chair of audit if they prefer to, or they can ring the Crime Stoppers line. But we're saying to everyone, if you have something out there, ring us and tell us. And that goes to all the commercial people as well. Tell us what has been going on that concerns you so that we can look at that urgently and make sure that it is under control. But you have to tell us. And for people inside the organisation, stand up, tell me what you know and what worries you, and we will look into it and they will be protected. They have my word for that.
They can talk to you personally?
Yes.
And that is Michael Stiassny, who's the chair of the Transport Agency. They're urging whistleblowers to come forward to him personally, saying he will protect their jobs.